Imagine stepping onto a modern, state-of-the-art commercial aircraft. You put your luggage in the overhead bin, buckle your seatbelt, and chat with the person next to you. It's a routine red-eye flight. You expect to wake up a few hours later, grab your bags, and go home. Now, imagine that mid-flight, the plane simply vanishes, not into a storm, not crashing into a mountain with wreckage scattered everywhere for rescue teams to find. It just disappears. Radar loses it. Transponders are turned off, and the entire aircraft along with 270 souls on board vanishes off the face of the earth as if it never existed. This isn't a Hollywood sci-fi movie. This happened on March 8, 2014. Today, we are diving deep into the greatest, most chilling aviation mystery in modern history. Welcome back to the channel. Grab a cup of coffee, dim the lights, and let's uncover the haunting truth of what we actually know and what they are still hiding. Our story begins at Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Flight MH370 is scheduled to fly to Beijing, China. At Shumwell Shardane, the Boeing 777 takes off smoothly into the night sky. For the first 38 minutes, everything is completely normal. The captain, Zahari Ahmad Shah, a veteran pilot with decades of experience, communicates routinely with air traffic control. Then comes the pivot point that changed aviation history forever. At Shumwell Shijofin, as the plane approaches the boundary between Malaysian and Vietnamese airspace, air traffic control in Kuala Lumpur radios the cockpit with a standard instruction. Malaysia 370. Contact Ho Chi Minh City Control. Good night. Captain Zaharia's voice comes back calmly over the radio. Good night. Malaysian 370. Those are the last human words ever heard from Flight Sentilang. Just 2 minutes later, at 1:21 a.m., the transponder, the device that broadcasts the plane's identity, altitude, and location to radar screens on the ground, is manually switched off. Just like that, the aircraft ghosts out of the sky. To air traffic controllers, it looks like the plane has crashed. But as we are about to find out, the nightmare has only just begun. For hours, panic sets in on the ground. Search and rescue teams are deployed to the South China Sea, right where the plane was last seen on civilian radar. But they find nothing. Absolutely nothing. No oil slicks, no wreckage, no floating seats. Why? Because the plane wasn't there anymore. Military radar, which doesn't rely on transponders, picks up a ghostly track retracing its steps. The Boeing 777 did something extraordinary, something that requires deliberate, calculated human control. It made a sharp, unannounced left turn back across the Malay Peninsula. It flew right between two military radar zones, deliberately avoiding detection by Malaysia and Thailand. And it climbed
Horizon 61 heading 230, leaving 10,005, copy. Roger. Traffic 12 miles northeast, same altitude.
Out into the vast, empty expanse of the southern Indian Ocean. Think about the skill required for this. You cannot accidentally make a Boeing 777 execute these maneuvers on autopilot without reprogramming the flight, computer, or manually taking the controls. Someone or something was flying this plane, and they were deliberately hiding it. How do you find a needle in a haystack when the haystack is an ocean? Floor spanning thousands of square miles? Using satellite pings, automated. Signals sent between the aircraft and a satellite. Network owned by Inmarsat scientists were able to calculate where the plane likely ran out of fuel. They narrowed it down to a remote stretch of the southern Indian Ocean, west of Australia. Governments and private companies launched the most expensive underwater search in maritime history. They scanned thousands of square miles of pitch-black, mountainous ocean floor. And what did they find? Almost nothing. Over the years, fragments of debris flaperons, pieces of the wing and interior cabin mysteriously washed up on the shores of African nations like Madagascar, Tanzania, and Reunion Island. Oceanographers confirmed the debris drifted across the Indian Ocean, matching the exact crash zone predicted by scientists. This brings us to the darkest part of the mystery. The theories. More than a decade has passed since Flight 370 vanished, yet the wound remains wide open. For the families of the 239 passengers and crew, closure is an impossible luxury. They don't just want compensation, they want answers. How can a massive commercial jetliner simply disappear from the modern world in an era of total satellite surveillance? Technology has evolved, black boxes have longer battery lives, and global aviation tracking systems have changed forever to ensure a tragedy like this never happens again. Yet, the final resting place of MH370 remains hidden beneath thousands of feet of cold, silent water. As long as the ocean keeps its secrets, MH370 will remain the ultimate modern ghost story, reminder of how fragile our control truly is, even when we touch the sky. If you found this deep dive chilling, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another global mystery. Drop a comment below. What do you think really happened to Flight 370? Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.